everybody, it's Margo here at My Favorite Quilt Store, and I am joined by my sister Pat today. How are you doing, Pat?
Good.
Good. Hey, thanks for joining us here. She came down to sew with me this weekend, and so we're going to have a great time sewing. So I wanted to show you a couple of the projects that we're going to be working on. So the first, we were working on making this flag, the Liberty Star pattern, and Pat made it first and brought it last week, and we were talking about it, and this pattern was created for the flag to hang actually, upside down this way, with the stars. Are when you hang the flag, the stars should always be on the right hand side. And so if you change the way you're going to hang the flag, you need to change the positioning of the stars. So what we thought we'd do, because this is really the most asked question I get and the most comments I get on everything. But when the designer designed this pattern, she designed it to hang this way. So we're gonna, so Pat's pattern, Pat made it to hang long ways.
Vertically.
The way this pattern looks, this way. So what you have to do is move the blue stars to the other side, because when you make a quilt, a flag to hang, it's got to be on the stars are always on the right hand side. So therefore they have to move to the opposite side of the quilt. So when you put this quilt together, you don't have to make the decision as to how you're going to hang it up front, because right here is the seam in the center.
And in fact, the first time I made it, I did put this on the other side.
Right. And then when she brought it and told me, this is the way I want to hang it, I said, well, then you need to know that the stars are going to be on the wrong side. She goes, I'm making the change right now.
Right.
So, so this is a section, and this is the blue and white stars. And then this is a section down here. And then you sew these two sections together.
Right.
And then you make that section over on the other side from right there, from that stars. And depending upon how you want to hang that, this is going to go either on this side to hang it long ways, or it's going to be put on this side to hang it upright.
And this is such an easy pattern. I literally got this done in a day. If I hadn't made that mistake where I had to rip this back out, it would have been done in a day.
So it's a pretty simple pattern to do, but you need to make sure how you're going to hang it before you actually put it together. Right. So we've done another start of one, and this is in light blues and reds. And Pat had a couple of hints or tricks that she used when she was doing this.
Right. So the first thing, if you chain stitch like I do, then that means you're making all of these just one right after the other as fast as you can. Be sure and keep these 6 pieces off to the side, because I chain stitched them as well, and then of course cut them before I realized that I needed whole squares. So keep your whole squares that are going to be white for the centers off to the side, away from that. So if you're chain stitching, you don't do that.
Yeah. So that's what I did first, is I picked out the 6 center squares that I wanted and put those to the side like she had told me, so I didn't make that same mistake.
Because we're both chain stitchers, because we like to go as fast as we can. The other thing is, if you have a flannel board or somewhere to put these up, then you can make them all and look at, do I like this next to these? Do I see the star here in the white? And you can move them around so that you make sure you don't have, like if I'm using this as a center, I want to make sure that I didn't put one like this next to it where I'd have the exact same fabrics. So a wall like this helps you to just see, oopsie, I was about to put that right next to that one, that you don't have anything exactly like, because this is a scrappy quilt. You want a scrappy look to it. So you don't want anything matchy right next to each other.
Right. So the other thing that they do is they square up to 5.5 inches. So after I actually got my white ones made, I haven't done the blue ones yet, but once I got the white ones made, I did measure and square up all the blocks to make sure they were 5.5 inches. So that way, when I go to pieces, I'm going to go back and press the blue ones better and then square them up before I actually sew all of this together. So this would be the way you'd lay it out if it was on the top, and then your stripes are going to go this way, and then you'd put your borders this way if you were hanging it along this side.
Let's talk about pressing also. So I like to nest my pieces together. So I made sure that I pressed all of these in one direction, then pressed all of these in the opposite direction. So when you put this, you piece that all together, then you put these two together in rows, you can nest them really easily. So every other one, iron the opposite direction that you want it to go, and that makes it nest so much easier.
That's a great idea.
And I did that on my white and red as well. I thought about, I'm going to attach my reds, then whites to these, and they pretty well match up actually when you're doing it. So I also looked at that and how that would nest up too.
Okay. All right. I think those are some good tips. Hey, I hope this video has helped you understand how to make this pattern. And I think I'm going to have one that hangs long ways like this too. So I'm going to make sure I get the blue on the right side. We're also going to put a little piece of paper, a little note in the pattern, not in this pattern, but on our site that shows which way you put the stars in, depending upon which way you hang the flag, so that everyone will have a little bit better understanding of how that works and can make that happen for themselves if they've done it. But like I said, when my sister sewed it the wrong way, we were talking about it and we thought, gosh, all you gotta do is take out that one seam and flip it then to get it to be exactly right.
Yep,
so
easy.
All the stars are always on the right hand side of the flag, so that's what you got to remember when you're making a flag.
This
that way.
or
So
this.
all right guys, hey, we hope this helps, and we hope you have a great weekend and happy sewing.